Just had some intense fellowship. It's all good. Look, we're working through very complex issues as we do here all the time. It's good. Everybody's working towards ideas. We're keeping a productive conversation going. That's what happens.
Have you lost control of the House?
I have not lost control.
There's literally nobody in history who wants like private access tunnels from one place to another more than Mike Johnson, because that dude hates having to walk from one room to another. In this case, he's being asked a tough question about whether he's lost control of his caucus. And the reason is that he has lost control of at least enough of his caucus to cause problems for him, because a group of 4 Republicans once again signed on to yet another discharge petition, because enough people in his caucus believe that his main role as House Speaker is just to stop them from doing anything. And so in the same way that we had the discharge petition for Epstein, we're getting it for the stock trading. Now, some of them want a vote on continuing the ACA subsidies. And it's not convincing the way he tries to ward off the concern. AOC pointed out, saying, I have not lost control of the House sounds like a guy who has definitely lost control of the House, because it has. So here's what happened. He got his own bill passed that doesn't continue the subsidies. And because I guess they read 1984 or whatever, it's called the Lower Healthcare Premiums for All Americans Act. It is a bill that guarantees that somewhere between 10 and 24 million Americans are gonna have more expensive insurance premiums. And so they spit in your face by pretending that they're actually knocking down the cost. They're not. They went out of their way to not extend the ACA subsidies that are necessary for so many people to make their insurance relatively affordable. It's already very expensive, and they don't want to continue it because they're not interested in spending government money to benefit regular people, especially people at the lower, the lower end of the income spectrum. It's already clear what their priorities are. They passed the big, beautiful bill. They handed trillions over to corporations and the uber wealthy. That's what they're there to do, not to help the poors get insurance or whatever. The issue is that there's only four, what's that, 1 in 50, slightly around, Republicans that find this unacceptable. Representatives Brian Fitzpatrick, Mike Lawler, Robert Bresnahan, and Ryan McKenzie want a vote on the continuation of the subsidies. Now, we're not gonna get that now, okay? The House has actually fled. Today's their last day. They're leaving DC for the holidays. But in a few weeks, we might get that vote. And this is theoretically enough support with all the Democrats on board to get it passed. And if that happens, it goes to the Senate. Now, the Senate has also refused to extend the subsidies, but this is gonna be a vote on like just continuing the subsidies. They're not gonna have as much like political cover on that. And we already have some quotes of Republican senators that are complaining about this. They're mad that the Republicans in the House have done this to them. But I am curious, Michael, what your thoughts about the politics of this are, whether there's any chance that these subsidies get extended in the coming year.
Well, I think the fact that the discharge petition passed and it's going to come to the floor, there's going to be some chance of some kind of extension, maybe not everything the Democrats want, but the Democrats what the Republicans are trying to do is put the Democrats in the position of voting against an extension of less time than what the Democrats want. They're calling for 3 years. Republicans at the most are calling for a 2-year extension. And so they're trying to even the playing field and have it seem as if Democrats are voting against the extension of healthcare benefits. What these 4 do, and there are others who may come along later once they find out how this balloon plays, they're going to be the ones who say, okay, they're bringing this to the floor. Again, most people's open enrollment ends, even if you're on the Affordable Care Act, at the end of this month. So it's going to serve the purpose of lowering a premium here or there, but it's all about the politics, like you said, John. We're going into 2026 where the Democrats see a clear advantage on economic issues, including healthcare. And they are not going to bend just to level the playing field. They are going to hold out to say, listen, this is what they're trying to do. We are fighting it. I don't see how the Republicans change that perception at all. I don't see how an intransigent Mike Johnson, who's trying to keep control of the House changes that. I think the Democrats, by getting 4 Republicans to vote with them, have an even better argument to go out and say, well, we got some, but we only got 4 Republicans. God bless them. They did this, but only 4. So I just think it's all about the politics. And I think it's obviously an issue that Democrats care more about than Republicans, and always have. There are problems with it. It's imperfect, but they've always been in favor of making healthcare more affordable and more accessible.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas many of these Republicans, I don't know if it's the majority or 90% or whatever, would have been perfectly happy if the ACA was never passed and literally nothing was ever done.
Of course, that's true.
If you don't
But
have
this
health
is fun
insurance,
politics.
then,
Yeah.
It's
fun politics, though. I think it's fun election year politics.
Yeah, it is. And great strategy on the part of the Republicans that aren't going to continue it. Interestingly, while people are really worried about the affordability, the cost of things, right now, health insurance is not super high on people's list of like the most important issues. It seems like it could put it on the map. Like you decided to just open a new front on the war against the Republican Party when it comes to being able to afford to live.
Right.
Great politics there. Also, by the way, I read the 4 names. The hell's Marjorie Greene? She was tweeting about during the shutdown about how not extending the subsidies would be really bad for people, and she's hearing from her constituents that it's going to be too expensive. Why the hell is her name in there? By the way, that doesn't mean that if they do the discharge petition, only 4 people vote for it. Not that many people put their name on the Epstein discharge petition, and then the vast majority ended up actually voting for it once they were put on the spot.
It's a different issue, though. It's more political than
Yes.
that. So, but I don't. Did Marjorie Greene vote? Do we know that she voted one way or the other?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't actually.
I don't know either. I mean, I'm just, but her name certainly isn't in one of the 4. I was surprised Kevin Kiley and some of these redistricted Californians.
Yeah, that's true.
That didn't either, because those are people that have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I just would expect Marge to be a warrior on this because she's awesome now. She's great. And not just in statements, she does things too. Anyway,
good point. Very good point.
She did vote for it. Massey voted against it. Okay. But no, she voted for the bill without the ACA subsidy. Oh yeah, so she was okay with
it, yeah.
Okay, thanks Marge. Anyway, congrats on the engagement though. You're doing okay. Millions of Americans are gonna lose access to their insurance or they'll be bankrupted as a result of this, but I'm glad that you found love. If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.